What's up, guys? I'm here to do the review on Naruto chapter 641. And if you guys still don't know, I just got back from vacation less than half an hour ago, which is why the review is slightly delayed. Anyhow, Toby Rama is quite amazing. I have this newfound respect for him. I always thought of him as like the least greatest Hokage. And then with this chapter, and then the chapter where he pretty much like he, you see him like use this like thunder technique and like kill Madara's brother. Those were the two chapters where I was like, okay, this guy's actually pretty cool, and so I would rank him pretty high, higher than the I believe the third Hokage, but compared to Hashirama and Minato, I still don't know yet. After this chapter, I'd rank him a little bit higher than Minato. And so the reason is because of all he's done this chapter. You realize how great he is as a Hokage and just ninja in general. And you really realize how the current generation of ninjas has pretty much all dwindled in skill level. Like you see them marveling at their ancestors' battle powers, and it kind of makes sense. Like you realize that this is a time of peace, and so fighting capabilities have sort of they've fallen tremendously over the generations because once peaceful times were settled, there wasn't really that big a need, except for very minor sorts of battles and wars, and so they've kind of like dwindled to a sort of education level. We're just teaching this to educate the youth, and I think that's kind of why they all these current generation ninjas are insignificant in a way, compared to the battle prowess of Madara or Hashirama, and that's kind of why everyone's like in shock when they see them fighting. And so they talk about how insignificant they are right now, and how freaking they want to, despite their insignificance, they want to be ready and strike at the right moment, because despite their insignificant strength, striking at the right moment might tip the scale in their favor and win them this giant war. And so, two things I want to applaud Tobi Ramu, I think that's his name, the second Hokage, for. First was at the very beginning of the chapter, he pretty much he takes the freaking orb thing, I forgot what it was called, that was stuck on Minato's shoulder. He just takes it, transports it to Obito, and then just chucks it at him. And he's able to do this because he is able to use the Flying God Thunder technique as well. And so 2 points for Tobi Ramu. One is for being able to just be lightning quick and take that orb and just like retaliate so quickly. The second is for connecting and using the Flying Thunder God. And then the third is just for the fact that it's revealed that Minato is in fact emulating his technique rather than the other way around, as Naruto said in the chapter. By the way, again, spoiler alert, I'm assuming you've read the entire chapter already and know what I'm talking about, and there will be no summary, just strictly discussion and review. So, boom. Amazing. And so it turns out Minato is the one who is emulating Tobi Ramu's techniques, not the other way around, as Naruto assumed. And so that's why I thought he was pretty cool. And then the second half of the chapter is them using like techniques. They're using techniques in conjunction to create a much larger, more elaborate technique. And this is like a very, very distinct technique. And this is not something you can just hand down to your future generations and say, oh yeah, you can use this, you can train on this, and one day you'll be able to use it. No, this would take years, and it will require distinct bloodlines and techniques. In fact, it might be so complex that even if it were passed down to future generations, they would never be able to accomplish it again. It would require so much. I mean, basically what happens is you have Naruto's special Rasengan mixed with Sasuke's special Amaterasu Undying Flame, and then that forms a sort of unique shuriken. And then you have Minato and then the second Hokage use this Flying Thunder God swap technique, and you know how it goes, okay? You've read the manga. Long story short, they swap bodies, and basically they throw the Sharingan shuriken thing into Minato. He swaps bodies with Obito, so Obito is the one who takes the damage. And basically the reason they can do that is because they already have placed a seal onto Obito. Why Obito can't just like clean off the seal, we don't know. Maybe it's like a permanent seal. Regardless, boom, amazing technique. I don't think it's going to be able to be replicated in future generations. Why? You need Naruto with the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki to be able to master this technique, and then you need like Sasuke with his Eternal Manchu Sharingan, and then you need the Flying Thunder God techniques. And in fact, it can only work because they're using Edo Tensei, so their bodies will keep rejuvenating, and it's a whole mess. So this is a very, very intricate, complex technique. I gotta give 9 out of 10 for this technique, for this part of the chapter. And so you see all this going down, and it seems the chapter cuts off before we see what Obito feels after taking this blow. Most likely the start of the next chapter will be him again brushing off the technique, like, oh, that barely hurt me. And it will probably be the first time he's actually taking a technique full on, because all the other times you've seen him pretty much just like evade the techniques or use his orbs to dodge it or lighten the blow. As we've seen in this chapter, we've seen him lighten the blow with his like orbs. You see like 8 of those black orbs around him, behind him, and then those just like cover him, like expand and cover him and create like this giant black orb sphere shield. And yeah, he's blocked all his techniques from that, or he's blocked other people's attacks from that. And so at this point, I don't think he's not gone full out yet. He's still got his freaking staff, and he's still just like barely trying. And he's like, oh, Amaterasu, meh, easy technique to block. He just senses the chakra building up in Sasuke's eyes, prepares to fight it, and boom, dodges it. Easy. And so I don't think he's fighting at full capacity. And we know Madara is trying something right now. He wanted to be a Jinchuriki, it failed. And now he realizes, okay, I have to stall, otherwise things are going to go bad. Why? Because he knows Hashiramu, the first Hokage, is the strongest one there and the only one capable of stopping him. And therefore he realizes I have to keep him at bay. And here's one of the interesting things. He says, I myself do not want to be wasting time here, but I am left at a crossroads, and this is my only avenue now. I have to stall Hashiramu in order for, I think it's Hashirama, in order for events to unfold. Otherwise, there's no other option. He himself, as well as Hashirama, both of them are like, get out of the way, I need to do stuff. But they are fighting because they are like the strongest people there, other than Obito. And so they're like, Madara's stalling, Hashirama's trying to like push Madara out of the way so he could do something. And so Madara's like, I don't want to be here either, but I have to stall. And so what does he have to stall for? We don't know. Possibly Obito has a final form. Possibly Madara still has some plans. He definitely has some hidden plans. Maybe he wants to take over and somehow still become the Jinchuriki. And we don't know. Leave your comments, your predictions, your feedback, insights, anything in the comments below. Make sure you do not argue. This is not a debate kind of thing. I don't want vile, vicious comments below. But yeah, leave your feedback. What do you think? Anything I missed, leave that below in the comments below. See you guys later. Like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Signing out. This has been Will.